Welcome to Rising from the Rubble, the podcast where we share real life stories of people who have faced life-changing events like burnout, redundancy, depression, and found a way to rise stronger than before. I'm your host, Maria Newman, and as a coach, I help individuals navigate life's toughest transitions. Whilst listening to this podcast, you'll hear inspiring stories and coaching insights that will empower you to reclaim your confidence, redefine your future, and rise from your own rubble. It's now time to sit back, relax, and enjoy listening to our episode. It's not that you don't know what you want. Most of the women I work with could tell you straight away what they want if you asked. They say things like, I want more freedom. They say that they want to feel more in control of their life. They want to stop feeling like they're constantly reacting to everything and everyone else. And on some level, they do know that it's there. The challenge, the real challenge, is what lies beneath those surface desires. Knowing what you want is only part of the solution. Acting in line with that knowledge is what breaks the feeling of being stuck. Fortunately, there are 3 things that you need to be doing that will help. And the thing you need to realize is, if you want a different reality, then you need to get serious about living life differently. You don't fully believe it's available to you. Until you believe it, it will not happen. And just because you say it out loud doesn't mean that you believe it. If secretly you're thinking, yeah, right, then you don't believe it. So you can say you want something, and on some level, you probably mean it, and you might even take steps towards it. You'll have a look at it, you'll think about it, you'll talk about it, maybe even start things, turning them around. And still there's a part of you that says, yeah, but I'm not actually sure it applies to me. And I've seen this many times with clients where they're doing all the right things on the surface, they're motivated, they're trying, and yet their decisions are still slightly cautious, slightly held back, and slightly filtered through doubt. It's not until I question their belief that they realise what is really going on. You see, they don't believe they're worthy. They don't believe they can, and they don't believe it will happen for them. I cannot stress how powerful what you believe is. Just look around and you'll notice. You'll notice those individuals who are successful and have what they want. Those individuals whom you look up to and admire. The one thing that sets them apart is what they believe. What if I said to you, you're not as hungry for it as you think you are? I'm going to say this carefully because it can sound harsh if you take it the wrong way, and I don't mean that in any way at all. Wanting something and being willing to change your life around it are not the same thing. You can want something deeply, you can think about it often, you can feel frustrated that it's not happening, and still be living in a way where nothing really changes because the current version of life is still manageable enough for you to stay there. And I don't mean uncomfortable in a nice way, I mean familiar in a way that doesn't force a decision. So what tends to happen is you stay in thinking mode, you stay in preparing mode, you stay in the I'll figure it out soon mode, and life just continues in the same direction. I've watched as that realization has dawned on people. And it then forces them to either stay where they are because actually there is no desire to change, or they step into becoming clear on what they really want, which then ignites the spark inside them so that they can go all in. The other thing I want you to know is if you're not taking the right action, you're not actually going to move things forward. This is probably the one that confuses people the most because they are taking action. Their days are full, their minds are full, they are constantly thinking about what needs to change. And yet, when they look at their life over a longer period of time, it feels like everything is still in the same place. And usually, that's because a lot of the action is internal rather than directional. Or they are doing the wrong things, or a bit of both. If you don't believe you have no desire to change, then your motivation to take action is in the wrong direction, which then leads to frustration because you think you're taking action and yet you're not getting anywhere. So, what actually changes this? This is not about doing more. It starts with being honest with yourself in a way that feels uncomfortable, and that's why people avoid it. I want you to ask yourself, what do you actually believe about what's possible for you? Not what you say, what you honestly believe, what's in you. And then I want you to dig deep and be honest and say whether you have a true desire for what you want. Because that's the thing. Those two together will then inspire you to take action towards where you want to go. You see, choosing any of those individually is why you end up circling around where you want to go rather than actually making a decision and going in that direction. So, what does that actually mean? I help people to do this. When women come to me, they need someone to help them see what they're not seeing clearly, to help them separate what actually matters from what is just the noise, and then to turn that into simple actions that fit into real life so that the ideal version of what they want becomes reality. And when that happens, things don't feel stuck anymore because you're able to move to the next level. So I invite you to truly ask yourself, what do you really want? Do you believe you can have it? Are you hungry for it to become reality? And then what actions do you need to take in order to make it your reality? Let me know. Take care, everyone. Thank you for listening to Rising from the Rubble. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Also, remember to download your free life assessment. Just click the link in the description to get started. Take care, and remember, every setback is an opportunity for growth. I'll see you next time.